Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be talking about how you can integrate your Data Cloud instance with Tableau and what are the advantages of doing it and what are the different ways of doing it. Before we get into the topic, I'm going to do a quick round of introduction. Hi everyone, my name is Spandana. I am a senior data science consultant at Slalom. I've been in the field of data science for past 5 years, and last 3 years I've been Salesforce and Tableau analytics. And I'm going to hand it over to Jay to do a quick introduction.
Yep. So hi everybody, I'm Jay Young, and I am a consultant with Slalom also, and I've been in the data analytics space for the past 2.5 years. Most of my work's been with Tableau, and recently I've been diving into Data Cloud, MuleSoft, and more of the Salesforce environment.
Thank you. And I think you guys have already seen this slide about 100 times, but please don't make any purchasing decisions based on this presentation. But let's dive into the topic. So I know this is day 2 of Dreamforce, and we're towards the end of Dreamforce, which means you've probably heard the term Data Cloud about 1,000 times by now, or maybe even more. And you've seen a bunch of different visuals which shows you how Data Cloud is the center of mostly everything that's coming up or that's being built around Salesforce or Tableau. So what does Data Cloud do? Data Cloud is a tool that helps you and your organization unify your different data sources and have one source of truth for your different data sources. Because right now, as you all know, even though we have a bunch of data, the issue is it lives in different systems, and Data Cloud addresses that issue. And once you have that data unified and harmonized from different sources, the key thing next would be how will you use it. So integrating it with you can integrate it with different tools. Today we're going to talk about what happens when you integrate it with Tableau, or what insights do you get when you integrate it with Tableau, and how can you integrate it with Tableau. So integrating Data Cloud with Tableau helps you unlock insights that you wouldn't if you've just connected to Tableau with different data sources. So having said that, because Tableau is mostly a data visualization tool, you build your company dashboards based off of it. So right now, I'm pretty sure you have different dashboards for different organizations. But when you have it connected to Data Cloud, and because Data Cloud has a native connector to Tableau, it helps you get that customer 360 view and gain insights very quickly. And we will see how we can do that in different ways. But let's quickly talk about the architecture or the flow of how the data flows between these two systems. So first step here would be gathering all your different data sources. So this is more like a Data Cloud step, where you identify what are your different sources of data and ingest that into Data Cloud. Because as we all know, Data Cloud has more than 200 connectors that you can connect to. And I can only imagine that's only going to grow moving forward. But basically, any source that your data lives in, you should be able to connect it and gather it together in Data Cloud. And once you have all those sources connected to Data Cloud, next step would be harmonizing, or basically transforming your data and having it in one place and having that as the source of truth. And which is your Data Cloud instance. And once you have that, you basically connect your Data Cloud instance to tools like Tableau. So because most of these tools, like Tableau, has an inbuilt connector to Data Cloud, and we will see how you can go ahead and connect that moving forward. You connect your Data Cloud instance to Tableau and start using and basically gaining insights. So we are going to walk through different ways how you can unlock all these insights by connecting to Data Cloud. But first, let's talk about a sample use case. So consider that I'm a wealth advisor working in a financial service company, and I want to optimize my sales process and get that customer 360 view and gain insights into my customer data. And one of the key challenges, not one, but few of the key challenges that I face are that different pieces of data regarding my customer live in different data sources, and not all of them are integrated. So we have a bunch of different unintegrated data sources, which makes the segmentation static. What I mean by that is we don't have a full, complete, dynamic 360 view to all the customer data that we want. So and that static segmentation leads to limited personalization, meaning I might not be able to make the right decision for my customer if I don't have a complete 360 view. So let's see how integrating Data Cloud and Tableau is going to help us solve these problems. So, as I said, we're going to walk through different ways of integrating these two systems. A quick overview is we're going to talk about how we can use Tableau Exchange accelerators, how we can use Data Cloud and Tableau Pulse, how we can use visual segmentation in Tableau, and how can we start using that unstructured data in Tableau, and of course, how can we integrate this with traditional tools like desktop and Tableau Server. So let's get started with Tableau Exchange Accelerator. So Tableau Exchange Accelerator, what is an accelerator? Accelerator is nothing but it is a set of predefined dashboards. So right now, when you have to, so for example, if you have to go in and understand what your sales pipeline looks like, you need to go, like basically it takes weeks worth of work for you to sit down and think, hey, these are my KPIs, these are my different data sources, this is what I'm trying to address. So, but with accelerators, certain key use cases like identifying how your pipeline is doing, identify how your customer segmentation is, or identifying how your different campaigns are doing in your marketing cloud is easier because they have a pre-built set of dashboards which helps you gain insights into this. And we are going to walk through a quick demo of how you can build a quick accelerator in Tableau. So right here, I am logged in to my Tableau Cloud instance. So within my Tableau Cloud instance, when I hit Explore and I hit New, there are different different options that you would see. But on the top, you would see the Accelerator tab, and when you click on that, you will see that drop down towards your right side where you see all data sources. You can pick the Salesforce Data Cloud accelerators, and you see up here, at least on the screen, that we have filtered it down to one of the Data Cloud accelerators, which is basically segmentation and customer insights dashboard. And for this use case, we're just going to walk through that. But then there are a bunch of different accelerators. If you go on the Tableau Exchange app, you will see based on whatever use case you have. So once you click on what accelerator you want, you just hit Use Dashboard, and it lets you pick where you want to store the dashboard, and you can hit Create Workbook. And once you hit Create, it's going to make you authenticate through your Salesforce Data Cloud instance, and you're going to hit Allow Access so that Tableau can access your Data Cloud instance, and it will generate a workbook. And guess how long it takes? I think the maximum I've seen is about 5 minutes. It depends on how much data you have, but it should not take more than a few minutes. And once you have once the workbook has been generated, it'll pop up like how it is here. So this is a segmentation and customer insights accelerator, and you will see the top KPIs. Every accelerator looks very different, but right here we see our top KPIs here, and towards our right we have all the different dashboards that you can pick from, or basically if you want to get into deeper insights of those KPIs. And it is as simple as that. And now, if all the accelerators up there are not like, if you have a personalized use case that doesn't fall under one of these accelerators, you can also download the data model directly from Data Cloud and generate a dashboard based on that data model. And I'm going to hand it to Jay to quickly walk us through that.
All right, thank you. So, and just to give some background as to why we may need to do this, the accelerators that we get are all going to be built on the standard data model. So if you've got a Data Cloud instance and you've got a lot of customization, or you've got some custom objects that you want to visualize, that's going to be a great case to go ahead and develop a customized data source that you can use from your Data Cloud instance. And it's as easy as exporting the data model from Data Cloud, loading it into your Tableau desktop, and then either visualizing your data or publishing your data source to Tableau Cloud or Tableau Server. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. So here, if I'm browsing my Data Cloud instance, you'll see I've got my Pulse already embedded here. We'll talk more about Pulse in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the data model. And you'll see at the top there's going to be an option to download Tableau data source file. All we need to do is decide which of the data model objects we want to visualize in Tableau. In this case, let's just go ahead and go with individual and see some of the data on our unified individuals. So we'll check that. We'll click on the download Tableau data source file. It's going to take just a moment to download, not too long. It's only downloading metadata right now and the data model itself, not the actual data. And then, when we click on that, it's going to open up our Tableau desktop. It'll take just a minute. It's going to navigate us to Salesforce. This is where we're actually going to access our data. So we're going to log in. We're going to make sure that Tableau desktop has access to our Salesforce Data Cloud instance, so we'll allow that. Now we've got our data model brought into Tableau directly from Data Cloud. We don't have to go in and pull in all these objects and map them together. It's already been done for us by Data Cloud when we exported the model. So everything is ready to go, which leads us into the next step, which is, what if we want to create a Tableau Pulse metric using our Data Cloud data? So remember, in order to use Tableau Pulse, we have to have a published data source on Tableau Cloud. So we're going to go ahead and publish that data source and get ready to create our first metric. So let's revisit our Wealth Advisor scenario. We've got our Wealth Advisor, and she would be spending a lot of her time each day logging into some disparate data sources, looking for things like her assets under management, household transactions, website activity, for all of her different clients. And that could take a fair bit of time. Now that they're using Data Cloud and Tableau together, she can spend a lot less time looking at data sources and a lot more time with her clients. So we see here, like an example, pulling in data, for instance, from like Financial Services Cloud, some data from Snowflake, bringing that all together in Data Cloud, and then visualizing it in Tableau. So let's take a look at how this looks like. So we're going to navigate to Tableau Pulse. We're going to get that nice warning about Tableau AI just to let us know what's going on. We're going to say, got it. Here's our Tableau Pulse. We've already got some metrics created, but we want to create something new. So we're going to create a new metric definition. This is where we have to choose our published data source. So we're going to make sure that we choose our Data Cloud published data source that we've created. Click Connect. And now Tableau Pulse is as easy as just choosing a few things. We're going to choose a measure. So we're going to go ahead and set that to total amount. We've got to choose a time dimension, and we're going to go ahead and choose the date field. And we've got to choose some adjustable metric filters. We'll just keep it simple. We're just going to add one customer name, but we're also going to change that number format to currency because we're dealing with transactions and money. Next, we got to make a few adjustments to the Insights page. Mainly, we just have to choose a record identifier, so we're going to set that to our customer ID from our Snowflake. And now you'll see over here, we've got our metric already previewing for us in the panel. If we like the way it looks, we can go ahead and save our definition. And now we've got our metric created from our Data Cloud instance in Tableau Pulse. And we can see the short summary that's been generated for us with the generative AI. We can see the spark line there for our data. And if we want to dive in more, we can click on Breakdown, and we can see where we added that customer name filter. We can now break that data down by customer to see which customers had the most transactions going on during the date and the time period that we've set. And if we want to follow this metric to make sure we get the latest updates in email, all we have to do is click follow. If we want to add some of our colleagues so they can follow this as well because we know they need the data, we can add followers to that and have them get that metric in their email as well. So we'll go ahead and click follow. And now back to our Tableau Pulse page. We've got our new metric here. We can see all the metrics we're following, and I'll be getting an email soon with all these metrics so I can get the data live every time it updates in my email. So There's another feature that was talked about a little bit today, especially for those of you that have been attending the Tableau sessions and the keynote, and that's visual segmentation with Data Cloud and Tableau. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this back over to Spandana for this section.
Thank you. So I know we've talked about how we can bring in data from Data Cloud into Tableau, but once the data is in Tableau, and while you're visualizing the data, if there is a certain segment that you want to post back to your Data Cloud, you should be able to do that, and it is pretty easy. It's as easy as clicking a button. So I have a quick demo to walk through. So here we go. So for the sake of this demo, you see that we have a workbook pulled up, and it is based on one of the standard Data Cloud data models, and we have visualized different actions and all the accounts within that action. And so, for example, if there is a specific account that you want to segment out, all you have to do is just right-click, and towards the bottom of the right-click, you will see Publish Segment to Salesforce. And once you see that, you hit OK because you already authenticated to the Data Cloud. It's just going to make you pick the name for the segment and also make you add description. So if you want to add any details on why you're publishing the segment, you can do that. Hit Create, and it'll give you that green pop-up bar over there which says View your segment in Data Cloud. And once you click on that, it will show you the segment right up here on the Data Cloud instance. And it gets tagged to the actual data model from where you pull the data into Tableau.
Yep, and just something I want to add in there about that. There are a lot of requirements if you're going to publish a segment directly from Tableau to Data Cloud right now. The great news is Tableau is going to do a really good job of walking you through that. So if you don't have your data source configured properly, that little green box up at the top that says, navigate to Data Cloud to see your segment is instead going to be a reddish colored box, and it's going to give you some error text to help navigate you through that process. To make sure that you've got all those requirements set. And we've also got a link on the slides that you'll get that takes you to the page so you can see all those requirements for publishing segments.
Thank you. And one last thing, we don't have a demo for this, but one last thing that you can also do is, I know we've heard a lot about how you can start connecting to bringing in your unstructured data into Data Cloud. And while you bring that in, does Tableau support building visualizations on that? And the answer is yes. So whatever unstructured data that you have within Data Cloud, that might be your call records, that might be your PDF files, that might be your Word documents, that might be anything that you have, all of those you should be able to pull that in based on what data model they are in. You should be able to pull that in to Tableau and visualize it. So we don't have a demo on that, but if you have any questions, feel free to stop by after the session and ask. And I'm going to hand it over to Jay to quickly talk about how you can integrate Data Cloud with Tableau Server and Tableau Desktop.
Yep. And also, don't forget too, if you didn't attend the Tableau keynote, they do a few quick demos of some unstructured data there as well. So if you do want to see a little more about what that looks like, definitely check that out. So now let's just talk a little bit about the Salesforce Data Cloud connector for Tableau Server and Tableau Desktop. This also does apply to Tableau Prep as well. So if you are using one of these tools and not Tableau Cloud, you can still connect to Data Cloud, you can still visualize your data, you can still publish segments to Data Cloud as well. A few stipulations: if you have Tableau Server, you need to have version 2023.3 or newer. That will come with the Data Cloud connector out of the box. Tableau Desktop, you need version 2023.2 or newer to get Data Cloud out of the box. The Salesforce CDP connector is going to be sunset in the near future, so just as a note, you will want to make sure to upgrade your products if you want to continue connecting to Data Cloud. With Tableau Server, it's as easy as creating your Salesforce connected app in Salesforce, setting up your OAuth. You'll need to work with your Tableau Server admin to get that established, and then logging into Tableau Server, inputting your credentials to build out that OAuth connection, and then begin visualizing your data. If you're on Tableau Desktop, all you need to do is, from the data menu, click on New Data Source. You're going to see a Connect to Data page. Just go to Connectors, Salesforce Data Cloud's right there. Click on it, authenticate with your Salesforce instance, and you're ready to start pulling in your tables from your Data Cloud instance. So let's just kind of wrap up that whirlwind of information we've just delivered. We got a few things that we've gone over today. So there are the accelerators on the Tableau Exchange. Just a few clicks away, you can start visualizing your data from Data Cloud. If you don't have a solution there that fits your needs, you can download a Tableau data source directly from Data Cloud, upload that to your Tableau Cloud instance, and begin immediately visualizing data, publishing metrics to your Tableau Pulse, creating those AI-powered insights that will be delivered direct to your mailbox. You can begin visually segmenting your data, building out some small visuals and then creating segments in Salesforce for activation of campaigns. You can begin processing that unstructured data that you used to not be able to bring into Tableau. And finally, you can build your pixel-perfect dashboards using the Salesforce Data Cloud connector. So, thank you all very much. And as always, don't forget to fill out your survey.
Thank you.